Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hello.
buddy.
Welcome to Art Club, everybody. It's nice to see you all here. And we've got a special, oopsies, I'm going to share my screen. We've got a special little experiment happening today. So at Art Club today, we've got a bit of, I'll just start this as a slideshow from the beginning. So welcome to Art Club, everybody. Today's session, it's a 90-minute co-working session, and we have a topic today. It's art as healer. How does art heal us? So at Art Club, we all work on our own personal creative projects while we contemplate and we discuss a topic. So each month there'll be a different topic that we can think about and talk about. There's a little booklet that you can download on the Substack. So at samashleyart.substack.com, there's an accompanying workbook that has the self-inquiry questions. And hopefully we've all downloaded the workbook, had a think about the questions throughout the week and decided what we would like to share with the group. Because some of the things that this will bring up will be quite personal, and you don't have to share everything. You don't have to share anything if you don't want to. But the idea is that we can just talk about these topics and learn a little bit more or share what we've done. Yeah. So it's also, Art Club is also a chance to ask questions about anything that's related to art. So brainstorm projects you might be working on and support each other in our creative journeys. So please do note that these sessions will be recorded and will be made public to either my Substack and my YouTube, probably both. At the end of each session, we'll have a sharing time for anyone who'd like to show what you've been making in Art Club today. If you would like to, we can share by holding up to the screen, or we can share to the Discord server. So in the chat, there is a link to the workbook, and there's also a link to the Discord, so that if you wanted to post your work, an image of your work, if you can't stay until the sharing time at the end, which is fine, but if you wanted to share your work still, just share it to the Discord in the Art Club, your artwork channel. So
No
yeah,
worries.
okay. And if you do share your work online, please use the hashtag Sam Ashley Art Club or tag me on Instagram. So today's topic, art as healer, these are the questions that we will be thinking about throughout the session. I'm just going to quickly go through them. Won't answer them now. I just want you to start thinking about them if you haven't downloaded the workbook or if you're watching the replay, just to have a think about some of these questions. How do you use art in a healing capacity? So the first question is, what are some of the ways in which making art has helped to heal you? So think of the situations in your life where art has been in your life to help you process something or help you understand an experience. So maybe think of particular situations that you've used art or that you've had in your life where art has helped you get through that or understand it a little bit more. Second question, how do you use art to heal? So maybe in this case, you could think of techniques or processes. So, for example, there's a difference between using collage to help you understand a process or to help you figure out something as to using different types of paint. Everything has a different feel to it, everything has a different way of applying to a surface. So basically, any material that you use can help you understand. It sort of helps you express your emotions in a different manner. That's sort of the way that I was thinking when I asked that question. So, how do you use art to heal yourself? Of course, that question can be answered in many different ways as well. What sorts of things do you notice when you are being creative? So, I've left that question very open because we would all notice very different things. Obviously, all of our environments are different, so we will be noticing different things anyway. How has art helped relieve emotional stress? So think about what happens in your mind and body when you're making art. How is art your medicine? In what ways is art your safe place? And our last question, how does it nurture you? So these are some questions that I'm just going to randomly ask, well, not randomly, but I'm going to ask throughout our session while we're co-creating together. Each of us are working on different projects. And I'll just ask the question as we're going along. And you guys can answer in whichever way you want to, share whatever you like. And we'll see, we'll just go from there. All right. So there is
Okay.
a link to everything is in the chat for those of you who are here. If you haven't joined the Discord already and you would like to, there's an invite there for you. Otherwise, um, yeah. Okay. So um, I might just see what everyone's working on today. So first of all, did you guys download the booklet?
I'm just looking
Did.
for it. I was going to, but chat. Here we go. Where's the link, Sam?
So it's in the chat, in the Zoom chat. It's also on the Substack, samashleyart.substack.com, on the blog post that had the link to the Zoom, the Luma and the Zoom meeting today. So
So,
Art Club Artist Healer is the blog post, and this replay will be uploaded to that blog post as well. So if you're watching this replay
okay,
on YouTube and you want to know, you want the booklet, you want to write your answers out in the booklet, if you'd like to, head on over to Substack and find that blog post, and it's downloadable there. It's free, so yeah, so it's there. So I
okay.
have
Just in my chat, that's all, Sam. In my chat, it's
Mhm.
just empty. There's nothing there. It just says
There's a
to.
PDF.
I can type something, but I can't see any
Yeah, I don't see it in the
things.
chat either.
Oh, why not? I wonder why.
It's
You
just
can't see the
an
Discord
empty box.
invite or the,
Like in the Zoom chat.
yeah, in the Zoom chat.
Yeah, there's nothing in the Zoom chat that I can see.
Oh, oh, that's strange.
It
Um,
is on.
well, I'm seeing that
I can
it,
definitely go to Discord, but
yeah, maybe, or just go to the blog posts, Moon, if you want to. It's in the Discord
yeah,
as well.
okay,
So,
okay.
what I can do, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know why. So nobody else can see that chat except for me.
No.
I can see the chat, but it's just an empty box waiting for me to
Yeah, helpful.
type something.
I don't know why that's not happening.
Are you sure you pressed enter when to send it so it actually went into the chat?
Yeah. Yep.
Guilty of doing that all the time.
I say that with the voice of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely, well, let's see if I can, no, I don't know. It's, yeah. Did you see me say hello
You
there?
said hello. I saw the hello.
Okay, that is very odd. Well, I can
Can
try.
you just paste the link there again now that you've got the hello successfully in there?
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. Um,
I'll be
okay.
right there.
It takes a little while to upload. And I've also got the Discord link.
Yep.
So that, can you see that?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it still might still be loading.
Okay. Oh yes, I can see the hello. Yes, that's all I can see.
Okay, well that other, and now I'm going to send, so the Artist Healer, the PDF document is still downloading. And
Okay.
can you see the
Now I can
link?
see it. Now I can see it. There's a link that's popped in there. Invite
That,
to Studio Doe's Discord.
yeah, so before that, Artist Healer is still downloading there. I don't,
Okay.
yeah, that's very strange. I put it in before anyone else
I
did it in.
I just was about to say, were we was it had the meeting started?
Yeah, I'd started
Yeah,
the meeting because my phone and me, so I'm in
yeah.
as two, we were here, and then yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, hopefully this will work. Otherwise, I'll just do the screen share. Um, because so this is what the booklet looks like. Whoops, not that. I'll let that go. So this is the booklet, and that's just the front cover, self-inquiry exercise, and then just some questions. The questions are just in there with some space that you can write on. I've literally just written notes throughout the week. It's messy as ever. I was going to write it out neatly, and then I thought, no, that's not even important. It's there. It's my notes. The other place I've put it is in the Discord. So I think it's here in the Art Club Art channel.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Okay, the self-inquiry, and it's compressed there too. So, and so this is where you'll put your art in today
Self-inquiry.
if you come in there. Anyway, I will
Righto.
come back to
Thought booklet, where is it?
I'll stop the share. So that's down. Can you see it now?
I'm just still
Invite,
trying to
yeah.
locate it. I'm just going through the Art Club art, and I can
It's in
see
the
all your
chat,
chatting
yeah.
back and forth. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it.
Artist healer, you got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
PDF's in the chat now too.
Fantastic. Okay, right. Let's get some art making done. Yeah, mine's very messy, just like scribbles all over the place. But I printed it out when the blog post comes out on Wednesday. I just printed it out on Wednesday and did, as I was going through the week, I was just sort of scribbling things down when I was thinking about them. So I had time to
Yeah,
kind of think about the questions.
good idea.
Yeah.
I didn't intend to, Sam. It was my intention.
All right. What's everyone working on today? So Melissa, what are you working on?
I'm
With
cleaning
that.
up my sewing mess,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
cleaning that up, and then I think I'm gonna get my sketchbook out. My friend just sent me some kind of sunset pictures that she took, and they're crazy. They're beautiful. It's like a really blue and pink sky.
Oh, wow.
She's like half an hour west of me, but I don't get those skies here. So
Oh.
Mm.
And Simone, are you sewing today?
Well, I was before I came on here. I was getting stuff ready for this afternoon, so not actually sewing. And if I sew, it'll be so noisy. I couldn't use my machine anymore, so I
Okay,
could do some hand stitching, which I've got a bunch of hand stitching I could do. But actually, I've got these nice coasters which I got from Kmart actually, but they're solid wood and they cost about $6 for a set of 4 of them. So I'm just going to paint them up, and then I'm going to try and sell them. You know, that's the idea. I have a friend who's going to do a market on the weekend at a town not too far away from here, and it's only going to cost $10 for the table. And she said, "Did I want to come along?" And I thought, "Oh no, it's too much work." And I thought, "Well, you're stupid, silly girl, just do it. You know, like who knows what's going to." You know, for $10 a table, and you know, you just got to pack up your gear and take it there. You might as well give it a go. You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I thought, I better make something to take. So that's what. Yeah.
Don't forget
And
to
then
take
these,
business cards.
yes, that's right.
Cards and your email list sign up.
Oh yes, thank you. And these are little cute little ceramic birds I got from work. They were like, I don't know, I got them for $5 something, you know. And I went and bought some proper. Well, I think the last time we were talking about painting on ceramics and getting a proper undercoat thing. So I went to Magnet Mart and got a proper undercoat. So these have had 2 coats. So I'm going to have a go at them, but I'll need to get my book and do some drawing practices. And, you know, I just love little birds. Yeah. So I've got a vase. I was thinking of doing something like, I did this on a vase. So again, it's just from Kmart. Like it was like a $4 thing or something, and I've just painted on it. And I had 2 or 3 of them, and they actually sold quite well. I mean, admittedly, I only charged $10 for them, so you know it's pretty cheap. But it only took me 5 minutes to paint, you know, and I did a quick lacquer, and that's all I've done. You know, for $10, I think that's not bad. So, and I'm thinking of blue and white on the birds. So
Yeah, nice. That'd be nice.
anyway,
I love that combo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, it's sort of very perennial, isn't it? It never goes out of fashion.
Yep. Yeah, cool. Zan, what are you working on today?
Well, that's a good question. I was sort of thinking in terms of this, you know, the idea of art as healing and how did that, how did I relate to that concept, or that just the feeling of the whole thing. And I was, I can't tell you the exact mental process because I didn't follow it. It just came to me to do a portrait of my great aunt Eve, who, with her husband, started a farm camp in the Redwoods in the 50s, early 50s, 1952, I think. And her whole attitude towards life was creative, and everything she did was creative, and everything she did was a kind of art. She just was just an amazing woman. And the place has been a place of healing for me, and not just me, but other people. It's just a wonderful, earthy, just feet in the dirt kind of place. And so
That's fantastic.
that's what I'm doing, a portrait of my great aunt Eve.
Wow,
Nice.
that sounds amazing. Oh,
That's
I want to
great.
visit
Nice.
that place.
Yeah, me too.
I know I almost choked myself out just saying it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks.
Does it still exist? As
It does.
a
It's
a thing?
changed a lot. It's changed hands, changed directors a few times, and it's finally changed hands out of the family altogether. But yeah, but it still exists. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
That's cool.
Nice. Meryl, what are you working on today?
Well, the poppies painting, but I've been going, I live in South Texas, and there's a museum in Brownsville, Texas, about 30 miles from here, and they have an open studio. So I try to go over there a couple of times a week, and it's really nice because it's from 10 to 1, 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. And I just basically go over there to use it as a place to be with other artists and to paint. So I've been working on a bird book.
Oh, beautiful.
That's so pretty.
So every couple of days. And what I'm trying to, I got this from Charlotte Hamilton from Blue Shine Art.
Yep.
And we posted birds, and we use the colors in the birds for the background also.
Yeah.
Well, some of the people didn't even use the birds; they just used their camera rolls. But I just love the birds.
Yeah.
So
They're beautiful.
I really like this one. This one really worked out well.
Mm.
So
Wow.
and it's taken me a while, and it seems like I can really get into the zone when I go over to the studio and work. So I usually don't even work on it at home, but I'm almost done. I love this one. Look at
the gold. Yeah.
the gold, isn't that pretty? So, and some of them, I love this one too. I like the look, the eye,
The attitude.
exhibiting the eye. And
These are gorgeous.
Yeah.
but
What are you?
and I
What materials?
acrylic inks is what I'm using.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I like the size.
Yes, nice size.
Oh,
Of
Cute.
the book.
So good.
I'll go this. I like this one. This is another favorite of mine.
yeah.
Very Christmassy, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
What a great idea. Using colors for patterns in the background.
Right, and it was a real challenge
Mm.
for me to use the colors in the birds for the background and not lose the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
They all work so well.
Great job.
And this is the last one
Right.
I've worked my
Oh my
pigeon.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's the last one I worked on.
Oh,
Wow.
So it's almost done. I only have a few more birds to go in it. So
Yeah.
that's my big project I've been working on.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much. That's very inspiring. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
I'm really, really liking it.
Yeah, I can imagine having that dedicated space away from home to like concentrate on something so intricate would be worthwhile.
And when I go to the museum, I tend to take every supply I have, every notebook I have, and it's like this helped me to just focus. And
Yes.
so now I just take my acrylic inks and my little book and some brushes and a few pencils, and I just run over there, and they have a beautiful little restaurant inside the museum also. And so a lot of times we'll get together after the meeting. It's really nice. And it's I know economics is kind of difficult for people, so it's very reasonable. The cost of a membership is like $130 a year, and and for nothing else but the studio, the open studio, and they're open like 5 days a week for, let's see, from 10 to 1. I mean, that's a steal. And I get to be with other people, like-minded people, and other artists, and I just really enjoy it. That's one thing I really love that.
I would love something like that here. I would love it. It'd be so
yes.
And to be able to go anytime. So
and it's pretty much what, $10 a month nearly. Like,
oh yeah, and I can go 5 days a week if I want to.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
really,
the whole
really
music.
nice. And then I have my art
museum
community online. I love that. And just a sense of community has been healing. Very healing for me. And
beautiful. Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Louise, what are you up to today?
I always seem to follow like that.
Sorry.
I'm always after the proper artist. I'm going to just try and make some homemade stickers.
Oh, cool.
So I've just, while everyone's been chatting, just making little scrap pieces of paper and card. I've got what do you call it? Shopping bag, like paper.
Yep. Brown paper.
So yeah, I'll just do little itty bitty things on that, and I will just probably. I've got my sketchbook here too. I might still continue on the crayons and watercolor theme, so which has been my jam this week.
I might try that right now, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
And welcome, Reb. Hello. Just unmute yourself if you'd like to, because everyone who comes in are always muted, and just unmute when you come in. It's just in case there's noise in the background for everyone. Yeah, welcome. Did you want to share what you're working on, Rebecca? So just unmute yourself there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, hello.
I've got a toddler here, so it might get noisy.
That's
I'm working on. I have a just like onion skin journal that I made, and I've got like 2-ish spreads left. So I think I might try to finish it up so that I can. I don't know, or just be done with it. It's kind of like a little bit of like an ode to summer and gardening and stuff like that. So I think that, now that it's starting to feel like fall, I want to try to wrap it up.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. It's always, I just love how it's so different. We just, although it doesn't feel like spring, it was a frost.
Yes, cold. Yeah.
Yeah, it snowed, didn't it, at your place the other day, Simone?
Yep. It did. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What day was that? Thursday or Friday? Maybe Thursday morning. It was bitter, and it just snowed for nearly an hour. I mean, it didn't really settle, but just
and the
flurries of it across the valley.
Yeah. It was like 31 degrees the week before. Anyway, I'll quickly share.
I think we got up to 22.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was 31 here on the coast.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Really hot.
Celsius?
Pardon?
Celsius?
Yes, Celsius, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
working on what I've been doing. What I've been doing in this last few weeks when I've been sick actually. I I might just screen share, whatever you call it, snapshot thing. Not either of those. Spotlight, that's the word I was looking for. I've been making, I did
Oh, wow.
through Introvert
Oh,
Dream Club,
wow.
Margot Kent from Peg and All did a what is it, a handmade sketchbook workshop, and I did watch the replay of
Wow.
that, and so I've just gone mad making my own little
Wow.
homemade sketchbooks. They're really beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I really love them. I've had all
Yeah.
this paper. It's all different types of paper I've had for like 20 years. I've had it stored and not been using it. So I thought this has been healing for me. Just making stuff is healing for
Yeah.
me.
Mm.
And sometimes it's not about drawing or painting an image. It's just like I need to
Yeah.
physically make something with my hands. And so I made all of these my own little sketchbooks, all soft cover. And then I made this one. And I'm not quite sure, but I think this is going to be my Nourish book. And I also did, Laura Horn has got a free, at the moment, probably I think in another couple of more, maybe another week or 5 days. She's got a free course where it's just pattern making, which is not really anything I haven't done before, but this is basically
Oh, lovely.
on,
They're
yeah, I'll
great,
see if I
Sam.
can,
I love them.
Oh, cool.
pattern
Did you do that
search.
in her course? Did you do
Yeah,
that in her course?
I
Oh,
did.
Whose
I've done
course?
similar things before. It's not very focused
you
very
have,
well,
yeah.
this one.
You're very good at
I've
them.
actually based my patterns on coastal things. I've done things like this before. You can't really say
Yes.
just I love, like, picking up sea urchins or shells or the water, pictures of the water. I've done things like that before, and I just sort of followed her course, and it was so relaxing. And so these are the kinds of things I've done before. And I quite like
pinks against the greens that are so like, whoa, like a really kind of blow your mind.
yeah, so that's what I'm going to work on today. I've done some more of them. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice following other
Yeah, they're
people's
good. I love them.
workshops, but I also
Yeah.
like it's like it's just nice to do something different to how you normally do it. But I think
Definitely.
I like the way that I've been doing it. It's just a little bit. I wonder if you could see it better from there. So this is sort of some of my versions. Yeah, it's not even.
If you spotlighted yourself and then
Oh, maybe I could do
did
that.
that, Sam, I think that would be better because that's a tiny little box.
Yeah, I find that there we go.
Now do that. Now try there, see.
I wonder if that's better.
Oh, yeah, not bad.
No, it's
Yeah.
still
What about
blurry.
putting it on your art process frame?
Oh, it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be very blurry. I mean, it seems quite blurry. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to do more patterns so I've got another page here. I've actually done two. So I've done that one, and then I did that the other day. It just helps to calm the mind, just patterns. And then I've got another one.
So is that watercolor? They're watercolor circles?
Yeah, so I started off with, so here we go. I started off with watercolor, like a wet circle, and then putting watercolor down, and then dropping in some acrylic ink, or I had a few fountain pen inks, and that just dispersed. And then, so you kind of, it's a bit of chance there. And then you just do
it's
patterns
nice. It's
over the
good.
top. So I'm just going to put some patterns.
And when you patterns, do you do like with like Posca pens or something?
Yeah. So just using mostly Posca pens or uni pen markers, like liner pens, that kind of stuff.
They're beautiful.
Remove the spotlight. There we go. Yeah, I just find it's relaxing. It's really relaxing.
It is, definitely.
You don't have to think. And so that sort of went into let's answer some of these questions, shall we? I haven't done any art, but it doesn't matter. That's okay. So what are some of the ways in which making art has helped to heal you? I might start with that one if you like. I know I haven't made any art yet, but don't worry. That's okay. So I think the main reason I do art is about the healing process for me. I think that's my main calling for art, is to heal whatever's happening in my body and in my mind. It helps me understand, like the actual act of making art helps me understand my world, my emotions, the experiences that I have in my life. It just, yeah, I'm quite an emotional, deeply sensitive person, and I find that making art helps me get out of my head, but it also then helps me process it in a way, process anything that happens to me, whether it's good or bad, in a way that it's easier for me to sort of assimilate and to understand. I've particularly used art making in times when, like, I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and so I actually painted the inside of my caravan, all the cupboards, with human anatomy and layering it over with plants. So I started off with the digestive system, and I did a lot of research into plants that were healing for the digestive system, because celiac is about the small intestines and what happens with the villi and that kind of stuff. And then each cupboard in the caravan became a different thing. Like my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, so I painted a brain and different plants that helped with memory and stuff like that. And then I went on to the heart and what herbs help with circulation, and painted sort of mixed botanicals,
fascinating
anatomy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I find painting things, making art about illness in particular, I research the illness and I research the anatomy that's involved, and usually herbs, like herbal medicine, plants that can help heal those things. And it's just a lovely way of understanding, is by expressing myself creatively, helps everything. Yeah, so that's one of the things that art does. I could talk forever, but I might let other people go because I've got lots of ideas. But I might let anyone else like to share what are some of the ways in which art making has helped to heal you?
I read something called sensory foraging. And that's when you, if I can explain it, focus in on one sense and really, pinpoint. Don't just go very broad. Say, like, if you're focusing in on sight, well, maybe a specific color. And it helps me to bring me back to the present, and not to ruminate about things that I have no control over, or to ruminate about the past. And I've had a lot of challenges and changes in my life in the last few years. My husband got really, really sick. He had a stroke. I took care of him for 18 months and by myself, and art kept me together, basically. And then as time went on, he deteriorated, and then in February he passed away. And the grief is tremendous. And we were married 51 years. And not that makes the grief any more or less, but that's a long time to be with someone and then to learn to navigate the world by myself.
Yeah.
And art and the art community has been a real blessing. That's why I'm saying, was talking about the community of art.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that sensory foraging idea. Well, what else is art but sensory foraging? I mean, you're painting, it's really hard to get sad and depressed and lonely if I'm focused in on something that brings me such joy in life.
Yeah.
So I think I lost the question, but that's yeah. That's what it brings to me. That's how it's helped me in my life. And I love it. And then, you know, and like going to the museum and coming here and doing the Zoom meetings and meeting together with like-minded people. And art is just so healing anyway. And I've been painting all my life. And then and then I taught school for a long time, and I kind of let it slip by the wayside. And about 10 years ago, I chose to start painting and drawing and being creative every day, regardless, no matter what it looked like, good, bad, or ugly. I didn't care. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, I was going to do it every single day. So when my life took this turn, I didn't have to run around and try to figure out, well, what am I going to do to help me? Because it was already established and in place. And like with Char's art class, Charlotte Hamilton, Blue Shine Art, she has a meeting every morning. I get up because I'm in South Texas, and it's 6 in the morning it starts. And it goes from 6 to 7. And so it gives me a purpose. It gives me a reason to get up and to get moving and not just lay around and feel sorry for myself. So art's joyful.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I wish I could go to those. It's just a bit too late. I'd love to go to those classes, but it's too late for me. But definitely that focusing in, I've never heard of it spoken of that way. That's sensory. What did
foraging, like you're foraging in the forest.
Yeah, really.
And you can use any of your senses. So even, you know, like driving or whatever, I can just, like the clouds or whatever, just look at, you know, just stay focused on my driving, but still the clouds are there.
It
so
does, I think that drawing from life as well, when you're really focusing in on your subject matter, whatever it is that you're drawing, it does make all the other stuff get out of your head for a while, because you're so it gives you time to sort of take a deep breath, doesn't it? And just to, like, you're focusing so much on what you're trying to draw, what you're looking at, and then all the other stuff goes. It just gives you that room and that space to
there's not enough room. There's not enough room in your head for both, is there? Yeah.
No, it's not. And then by giving yourself that space or having that space, it does, stepping aside and being aware, like seeing it, you can see it objectively. It just gives room for the body to heal a bit more too.
Yes, and definitely.
Calms the emotions.
For me, I think one thing for me is that on the same sort of line is that when there's been a whole bunch of stuff happening in life, and, you know, as you say, upheavals and dramas and worries and stresses, I'll often do a thing where I sit in my bed and I read a book, say, for, I don't know, a couple of hours or whatever, because I was like, I can't deal with all of that at the moment. I just need to come back and I'll focus on something unimportant, if you like, intensely, like when reading my book, and it sounds a bit like this foraging thing. So my front brain, which is all your worry, stress in, you know, what do you call it, cognitive sort of stuff, is busy doing something very unimportant. And in the back part of your brain, or your subconscious, everything can just, it gives yourself time for all that to get sorted and dealt with and processed, so your front brain, you know what I mean? Like, and then when you finish, it's like, oh, okay, now I've sort of got a hang of things a bit more, because it gives my processing time a bit of time to chew through things and put things all in the right boxes, and whereas my front brain is busy doing something not important. And I think art is a bit like that, because again, you're using all your main focal. I don't have my words today.
No, it makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, your front brain is focused on something not important, but enjoyable and pleasurable and relaxing. And the rest of you can just sort of sort itself out through things somehow. Yeah. I don't know. I think I've always done that. I've always been a bit of a loner or whatever, even when I was at school, and the too much social, too much stimulation at school, too much. It's what's it called, sensory overload. So when I'd get home, I'd just go and I'd just read for hours. I mean, you do your homework and you talk to your parents and eat your dinner, but I would just often really enjoy that quiet time doing something where you can let all the rest of all the noise just sort of settle. It's a bit like a muddy pool that someone stirred up, like you just needed all little pieces just to settle down in their right places, And I think art,
Good analogy.
it's the same sort of process for me.
Yeah. I like that analogy, muddy, from muddy to
yeah. All the grit can settle there. Yeah.
Well, I've been reading a book called Practical Optimism. I can't really tell you what's in there right now, but when I read it, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And there's something about just holding the book and opening the pages and turning them and feeling them. And I'll sit outside in the backyard, spray down with the mosquito spray because I've got a lot of mosquitoes, and just commune with nature and read my book about practical optimism. So I'm really, and even just the feel of the book, just the way it lays and the way it feels in my hand, feels good.
It looks nicely bound. It does look like
I thought I bought it and I thought, why did I buy this book? And I couldn't remember. And I looked online and it was, I guess I saw it on one of those early morning talk shows because they had an interview with the author on one of those talk shows. I thought, it must have made sense to me because that's when I bought it, and it really does. It makes a lot of sense.
Does anyone else like to share about some of the ways making art has helped to heal you?
Yeah, it's definitely helped me get out of. I would say now, looking back, like really. My God, I've lost my word. Like deep burnout.
Me too.
So
yes.
It's been, so it'll be 12 months now. Took some time off work. I've been back at work for a few months now, but it also gave me something to do. As Meryl said, so I don't feel sit at home feeling sorry for myself. And it didn't take up a lot of physical and mental energy, but it sort of came across as like I was just watching more and more YouTube shows and things, and then there was a lot more sketchbook tours and stuff like that, and then it's all just sort of come about like that, in that I used it to get out of deep burnout, which now I can see how burnt out I was, and like shut down. Like I can definitely describe it as just complete shutdown, and not having that emotional outlet. Like it has helped me to connect my brain and my body back together again.
Excellent.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I find it helps
interesting.
Sort stuff out and helps you get connected again, doesn't it?
Well, that's it, the connection, isn't it? So I didn't have to leave my bed if I wanted to, and I think it was Sophie McPike that I started to do the live sessions with her. Well, I think she was one of the first ones, and then Art Hang Party. And like I'd be in my pajamas, and no one cared. I didn't have to, put up a front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just do your thing.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
and you get all those good warm and fuzzy feelings of
Yeah, the
connecting with
community.
people. Yeah.
Community. Yeah. It's really funny, isn't it? How, we're supposedly so connected and we're on, I don't know, social media and whatever, access to it 24 hours a day, and yet we all feel lonely and
Yeah.
disconnected from other people. And, we're, suppose you can text anybody and call anybody any hour of the day, but we feel so, you still
Yeah.
need this one-on-one people contact, this definite, perhaps even
Yeah.
more so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Social animals. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah. Mm.
I've written on my little notes. I'll just quickly read them through and then we'll go quickly we might, it's taking time, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter how long things take, or if we get through them, we do. If we don't, doesn't matter. The questions are there.
Save the questions for another time, Sam. We could keep
Yeah.
the conversation going.
Or you could, we could put things either on Substack or in the Discord, like just write comments and stuff, what you think. Yeah, my little notes are for the first question. I started off just my first thing, and it's all just brainstorming, regulates my emotions, it clears my thinking, calms me down, helps me see other ways of doing things. I think that's really important for me to not get stuck in there's only one way to do something. There never is just one way of doing things. It art making opens my heart, and it connects my soul, my heart and my soul with my mind, like what you were just saying, Louise. It also teaches me to let go and to trust the process and to trust myself. Just because I think I hold on tightly to a lot of things, and I probably don't always have faith in things. So the actual art making process, like just allowing something to happen, like the watercolor blobs, for example, like just letting them do their random things and going, oh, it worked, or oh, it didn't, but it's okay because this actually looks better than I was planning. Like the process of art making has helped me kind of look at life and go, oh, well, okay, it didn't work out how I thought it was going to, but you know what, this might be better. Just kind of the actual process of making art has helped me understand the process of life as well. How do you use art to heal? Now, a similar question in a way, and I started off by, express my emotions. It helps me understand my world and what is happening. And then I started to think, well, actually, if I'm thinking about techniques that I'm using, I use a range of different art techniques. I'm not just a watercolor painter or an oil painter, or I'm a mixed media artist, although probably my favorite thing is oil painting. So I do use a range of creative techniques. Just being sick in the last few weeks, I've really just wanted to make stuff, like use my hands and physically make things. Like I didn't make this recently, but just, like journal covers and the little books I was showing you before. I've wanted to make a dress, or I just like making physical things. But also at times I've just used collage. Collage is a great thing to use to put different images together to express something that you're feeling. And I couldn't in my art therapy training, we did a thing called one of the activities was called soul collage, and it was like making tarot cards in a way. And I've made heaps of them, and National Geographic magazines are fantastic because their images are so broad, and just using some, you might think of a concept like, I don't know, it could be positive or negative. Just don't think of a positive or negative. For example, anger or lust or sadness or grief or anything, any concept, you can sort of find images that connect, or what you connect with that concept, and lay them down together as a collage and glue them on. I hope I'm explaining myself well there. But yeah, collage has been a great process for me to find images and colors and patterns and put them together to sort of help me understand or move through an emotion.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. You can also do that digitally as well. And what else have I written? Recreate stories of my life with characters or place, landscape through my imagery. Yeah. So I can recreate something that's happened in my past with art. Like I don't have to keep going back to that same story of something that happened in my life. I can recreate it I can paint it anew or
Like kind of change the narrative
yes.
through art.
Yeah.
But like what Julie, you know how Julie was doing her, what's that, journaling about her own life, telling her own life journal? What's that? Like retelling the story, but from her own perspective or from a different perspective, as because she's a bit older now and looking back on things, you can say, yeah, analyze it again or have a look at it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you guys find that the medium that you're using with art making can portray a different message, maybe? Or do you use different medium?
For me, it's a different feeling. I don't know if it's a different message. But like just the pleasure of some materials is greater. Like just the freedom, like oil pastels come to mind, right? Like how free it is to use oil pastels, the way that I use them. I feel like that's just like I can think like my brain is just shut off when I'm using oil pastels and just playing, and there's like nothing happening. Like I'm not worried about anything. I'm not like overthinking about anything. I'm not trying to figure anything out. It's just, just like everything is just quiet.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
I feel like
I think the
that
degree of
about
difficulty. Oh, sorry, you go. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say I feel that way about like colored pencils. Like it's like meditative or something,
Yeah.
And watercolor when I don't have I haven't planned anything. That's where I find that meditative. So just
I feel like your crayon watercolor combo, Louise, is your like brain shut off. No thoughts. It just feels like just looking at it, it just feels like that's a happy place for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Josie Lewis?
Yeah.
You know Josie Lewis on Instagram? She's pretty famous, but she had a thing on there the other day. Yeah, she does all these beautiful color things, and she's had so much flack by like, what a waste of paint, people are saying. It's just like a kindergarten. That people say nasty things. But
I could do that.
She doesn't care about any of those, and she has funny jokes back at them. I think she's so cool. Good on her. And anyway, so she had one the other day, and she was saying that when you get into that state of flow, so everybody, it's interesting listening, one's crayons and one's oils and one's this and whatever. There's something about it appeals to each individual person in terms of getting into that state of flow. And she was saying it's got a bit to do with the level of difficulty. So if the difficulty is too high, it's not fun. It's work and it's a drag and it's drudgery. So if realism is that for me, it makes me so stressed. It really sucks all my joy. So that's why I love patterns and whatever, because the level of difficulty for me is low, and it gives me a quick, happy result, and it is just pure joy, like simple, very simple, but a sort of effective sort of, like,
oh wow,
to me, that I just love that sort of thing, so I'm just going to do spots and dots and flowers and but as you said, that level of difficulty, people might think it needs to be fairly high, but she said no, like 10% or 4%. The level of difficulty can be really low in order to get into that state of flow thing, and whatever that's like your entry level into it. So I thought that was an interesting comment. I should try and find it and send it.
That is interesting. Yeah.
And
if you feel like you have to get a certain level and it has to be good and it has to be sellable and it has to be something, then it just puts all this stress and pressure on you. And
it does. Or it has to be in a niche. Like, you're trying to have some sort of art business and you are trying to stick within a niche. I find that I know that that's important, but I don't want to be
Can't
in
do it.
I want to draw whatever I want to draw and paint. I want to do anything I want to.
I know. I look through my sketchbooks and things, and I'm like, probably have like 7 different styles that I work within, and I'm totally happy with that because like it just depends on the mood that I'm in and the reference that I'm looking at or where I'm sitting outside and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your style is what you do. I hate the idea that you have to, for
yeah.
somebody who just said it at some point, that you have to do the same kind of thing all the time. No, you don't. I'm here to tell you. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that name, Simone, that you were mentioning?
Josie Lewis, say Josie, and Lewis,
Okay.
Lews.
First one that
She's
comes up on Instagram when I search.
Yeah. I think you like her actually.
probably, yeah.
And Zan,
She so
Well,
doesn't
like-
care about the haters.
yeah, I
like
think
the-
it was Pike said exactly the same thing. Like, she's like, I don't want to just have be good at one trick kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a lifelong learner, pretty much. And she's like, that's the joy, like that's of trying new things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Growing
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting and fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
That's exactly.
it must be
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the next question is, well, what sort of things do you notice when you're being creative? So I live in the bush, so I'm hearing crows at the moment, but often it's black cockatoos so I notice nature sounds, but I also start to notice my own breath. And if Cedar's near me, I notice her breath, and then I notice how our breaths synchronize together. It's so cute.
Oh.
I notice the sounds in my environment. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Sometimes I hear motorbikes and lawnmowers and stuff, and I don't want to hear them. But I also notice the feeling in my brain. It's like I can feel like the neural pathways connecting. Like it's just, I don't know. It's either just relaxing and it just sort of feels a tingling. I can physically feel things happening in my brain and seeing the big picture I've written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a reminder for myself to actually do listen to myself, like having you say, you describe everything you hear and see and feel and everything. I'm like, I don't think I'm actually mindful in that sense. I'm like,
Do you have music?
okay, let's so I usually have just background noise like the TV. There's usually I do need something in the background. Rather just silence,
So occasionally I do, but most often I have silence when I'm creating. I used to when I was younger, I'd have music on, or podcasts, but I find I don't concentrate. I want to really be present with what it is I'm making rather than What is everyone else? Is anyone else?
That music is too distracting because I just want to listen to the music and then I can't concentrate on the other thing that I'm trying to do. So because I know all these people used to do their study and whatever to music, but I just can't. I just find the music it absorbs all that mental energy, and I can't focus on the other thing. So I need the quiet. Actually, I love it. Yeah,
sure.
That's interesting that you say that because I've worked in like group studios at different times, and everybody has their like their music that they want to hear, and so if it's a group studio, you either got to take turns or you got to have headphones. But then if you have headphones, you're being kind of antisocial. So there's usually kind of compromises about who gets to choose the music for this particular stretch of time or whatever, and conversations come and go and start and finish, and just as conversations always do, and I think that maybe I kind of got into a habit of having stuff going on while I was working, but now when I feel like I'm most in the zone is if I do have something that's using the talky part of my brain, the words part, it can have
Right.
that. And that gets the talky part busy so that the creative part can go on uninterrupted. It's
Interesting.
independent of all the talky
Oh, wow.
stuff. I don't have the brain
Yeah.
space for. Are you sure you want to do it that way? That's not the way I would have done it. No, you should start that. You know, everybody's going to hate whatever the talky part would be doing
Yeah.
is busy trying to keep track of a story or a song or, you know, a newscast or whatever it is that I'm listening to. So
Interesting.
that's how it works for me. And I know that when we're talking and doing these kinds of things, I absolutely love it. I'm just in the zone. I'm doing my art. I don't, if I'm not talking, it's because I'm hearing you completely and I'm in the zone.
Wow. Wow. I
That's
wish
cool.
so much I was like that. I find it really hard to paint and do stuff and talk at the same time. It's kind of one or the other, really, for me. I wish so much I could do that, Zan. That's
Yeah.
a great skill you've got there.
That's so neat. It's
Well,
been
I
a
didn't
while
say I
since
could talk and do that. I can't talk and do that at the same time, but I can
Talk, no. Yeah.
listen and do
more
it at the
listening.
same time.
Yeah, listening and do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray and I used to do a lot. We haven't done it in a while because he's been busy DJing out and playing and stuff, but we used to do live streams where he would play house music and then I would paint or draw alongside him. And at first I was doing like album cover recreations and then I just wanted to have fun. So I started doing landscapes and like mixed media. So I would either do like a gouache base or acrylic ink base and then color pencil Neocolor 2s on top. And by the time I got to that, like the scribbly bits with the pencils and crayons, he would be like kind of at like the peak of his set. So that's when he like plays like a little bit harder, a little more like Afro house, you know, with like the drums and stuff like that. And so I refer to them as scribble beats because that's what it is, and it just like powers my hand like crazy. And people have commented too on like in the chat and stuff like, you're going to the music. Like I don't consciously think about it, but it's just like the beats are kind of driving it. And I think those are some of the best work. Like that's some of the best work that I've done landscape wise, I think.
Oh, wow.
It just like takes you out of it.
Rightio, you guys. I'm going to give it a go in the holidays. I'm going to play some
that's right.
and see what happens.
Put on one of house mixes and
yeah. I'll see. Are they still on your Twitch there? Like how
he has a YouTube channel, so he's got all of his videos on YouTube.
Okay. Yep, I've seen it. Yeah, cool.
About to say, yeah, Melissa, because I've put a few times when I've needed to do housework, I've put brave music on, and yeah, I get stuff done. Like it's just
yeah. That's cool.
But it's funny you say, Zan, that how you use music to distract. I put in, I think I was just searching, I just put into Spotify a creativity playlist or something to that effect. And so I just put that on, and it quietens the chat. So then the creativity just like bursts, like it just brings out that creative energy. And so it's all like instrumental classical music. So there's no speaking, there's no words, and there's no lyrics.
No vocals.
Yeah.
Which I find the most, I get the most creative spark is when I've got just like it's usually classical music, which is not usually my genre of music. And also the Bridgerton soundtrack is very good because it's modern songs done to classical music without any vocals. And that just unlocked a lot of creative energy.
Interesting.
Speaking of creative energy, I think I need to take Simon out.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
Been
Hi,
asking.
Simon.
He needs to create some stuff of his own, huh?
Yeah. Needs to release something.
Yeah. So I'm just wow, there's still lots more questions, but anyway, a lot of them are similar. Like, how has art helped relieve emotional stress? We've sort of covered a lot of that anyway, haven't we, really? Like, we could still,
Yeah.
helps you draw your focus in, helps detach from your thinking. It's a safe, healthy place to express emotions without harm and clear scattered thoughts, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything more to say about that? Or I might just quickly go through the questions, so the rest of them, and if you've got anything that's relevant to that particular question that we haven't already talked about, just yell out. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
This one, number 5, how is art your medicine? I put down, sometimes medicine is not always nice to take. In
Yeah.
that, sometimes we don't feel like showing up and making art, and we don't have to, of course, and that's completely okay. But if you set yourself a goal, like for example, the 100-day project, or if you do want to have an art business, I never know if I do or don't. Like, that kind of changes every day. Yes, no, yes, no. But if you do, for example, want to have an art business, or you want to just set a personal goal, like doing the 100-day project or a 7-day project or whatever. And there's a day where you're just tired, or you just don't feel like it, or something else exciting is happening. I found that just by showing up regularly, it is like medicine. If you've got medicine, you generally have to take it every day. Or if you did your art every day, it does, even if it is just that 5 or 10 minutes, even if it's just thinking about it, that's still art making. The creative process, a lot of it happens in your mind. I know, it does. A lot of it happens here before it happens here. And so just thinking about it, or seeing something, or looking at the environment, thinking, how do I make that color, or that's all part of the creative process. And by maintaining that daily practice, or showing up every day, it is a medicine because it builds on something.
Yes.
I agree. I feel like I don't feel right when I don't make art in a day. Like I have to. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I get like, I don't know if it's like I kind of get grumpy if I don't, or it's just like I don't
absolutely.
feel like it's not a good day.
If it goes too long without it, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I feel the same. So you got to maintain the dose.
Yeah.
And
art or something.
I had about that question at the beginning as well, and I'm like, I took it kind of literally for it to mean like what gives me the dopamine and all the funny, the warm and fuzzy feeling. And I'm like, metallic paint, fluorescent paint, anything gold,
Colors,
medium, and I'm like, that gives me medicine.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, agreed. My favorite medicine at the moment is, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Piemontite.
Oh,
It's a Daniel Smith watercolor. It's one of the Primatech ones, and it just granulates. I wonder if I don't know where it is. I'll put it somewhere else. It just granulates beautifully. It just goes from pinks to maroon to browns. Beautiful, beautiful colors, and even some blue in it. It's just beautiful. Yeah, good medicine.
yeah. Color is good medicine.
yeah.
Color is definitely.
Line is good medicine. Crayons, wax, everything.
Everything.
At all my art supplies, like it's just all of it.
Like the meetings themselves.
Yeah. In what ways is art your safe place?
The sketchbook.
Because you can experiment and do what you like, and there's nobody art police looking over your shoulder saying you can't do it like that,
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah, that's right.
And with a sketchbook or anything, like, it's I've just written safe, secret, sanctuary. No one else has to see it if you don't want to share it.
And
I've got
it's
heaps of it.
impermanent. You can rip it up and it's all gone in 4 seconds. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no
Or you can
long-term
paint
commitment involved there.
Yeah. Bit
Yeah.
of paper, who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a big roadblock for me to like, because I've always had an interest to learn to draw, learn to paint, whatever. But that was that was a big one stopping me until I learnt to have a sketchbook. And that has been a big part of my journey.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also a place to escape to. Like I've written, I can escape my thoughts, my experiences just by that focusing on like we were talking about before. And what you were saying too, Simone, like it's a great place to experiment. Like I'm allowed to be messy. Making art, I can make a mess and try new things.
Yeah. And it gives you courage. It can give you courage, you know, like, well, if I try this thing and it wasn't the end of the world, then I can practice that skill in my life if I, you know, need it to, or something that I haven't done before that's a bit hard or scary. And what's the worst that can happen? Yeah.
And the next question we've really have talked about a lot in all of the questions. They are very connected. How does creativity nurture you? And that's just brings back to the self is what I've written for that. So we have and so the final question is kind of about this whole process and what have you learnt from this process, like of the self-inquiry and thinking about those questions? What have you learnt from this process? And I just wrote, art will forever be a part of my life. I'm here for art. It's my purpose. That's what I'm here for on this planet.
It's always been there. And I think it always, for me, it always needs to be there. It's like shown up in different ways, from knitting or baking to painting and drawing to sewing. Like it's always kind of ebbs and flows.
It's like who you are. It's like who you are, isn't it? It's compared to,
but like it just needs to be there in one form or another. And if it's not there, then I just don't feel like myself.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, it's identity. It's a part of who I am and who I imagine myself as. You know, if somebody asks me, what do I do, or who, you know, how would I describe myself? Art is always the first thing that I think of, even if I haven't been particularly active as an artist for a while. You know, dreading the question, oh, where can I see your work, or whatever. Oh, it's on NBC every night at whatever. But art is a huge part of my sense of who I am as a human being in the world.
Yeah, me too. I don't like that question either. What do you do? Like, what's your? I think, well, I do everything. Like, I love landscape.
Yeah.
How do you describe that? Or what's your style? What, you know? It's like, well,
I used to say, whatever anybody pays me for, I'm a professional artist. I'm just an art whore.
All right, you guys. We've sort of, it's at our sharing time. I haven't really done very much at all, so I don't think I need to really share mine, but I will post it to I'll post it to Discord and Substack. What I did the other day, it's more what I've done. But would anybody like to share, or would you like to post to Discord and I can share from Discord, or do you want to just share?
I popped an image in Discord. I just did 2 little sneaky sketches of 2 of you today.
Sneaky you.
Who did I draw?
Here we go. Let's have a look.
It's the 28th today, isn't it?
Yes.
For you, it is.
For you guys, yeah.
Yeah, for 28th, yeah. I'm trying get better at dating.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
you've got Sam's cute little dress.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your line drawings. Oh, of course, it's the 27th where you are. Oh, gee, time zones are so. They're
Beautiful.
And
I'm
then
going to have to head off, everybody, but thank you so
Oh.
much for today. It's been lovely.
that's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Simone.
Simone.
Did you
Nice
did
to
you want to
see
share
you.
something quickly before you go?
Oh, I showed you my little
Oh yeah,
thingies.
what you're doing.
Did,
Oh, yeah.
and my bird. He's a work in progress.
Oh, cute.
I'll just do a few extra layers, and I'm going to add spots and colors and different things. So
Yeah,
he's
nice.
just a practice.
That's really cute.
What paint are you
Yeah.
using?
Just acrylic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just acrylic.
I'm gonna put a glaze over the top.
Yeah, I'll have to lacquer him. Yeah. I saw this lady who painted this telephone once, and she started off with like that flowers, and then she put dots, and then there was more flowers on top, and in the end you could hardly see the telephone. It was just glorious, and that's sort of what I'm aiming for, like lots and lots of layers and colors, and yeah. Anyway, it's just fun.
Beautiful.
$5, I don't care. You know, like
Just play.
Yeah.
if it works, I don't care. You know, like it's just fun. So
Yeah.
thank you everybody for today. It's really nice. It was really interesting and
Yeah, so
very meaningful, and that's good. You know, it ticks the what do you call it, the arty crafty button, and also that social contact. You know, like soul contact type stuff. So
Yeah, the soul.
thank you for listening.
thank you.
Alrighty.
Thanks for coming, Simone.
Nice to see you,
All right.
No
Simone.
worries.
See ya.
Take care. See you again next time.
Yeah,
See
okay.
ya.
See ya. See ya.
Lovely. See ya.
What did you do,
I'll
Gus?
show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you mine.
Wait, where did you go? Oh,
Oh, I love it.
Oh, cute.
oh, that's
Oh.
beautiful. Oh, yeah, I love it on the doesn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I love the pink flower
And that's just
and the
yeah.
on the paper. I mean,
And that is just the Sharpie paint markers.
oh,
Yay, Sharpie paint
I've heard a
markers.
lot about those. You like
I
those?
love them. Like everyone else, I want more colors. Like they are
Yes.
just compared to the Artex ones that I got off Amazon, like it's a nicer brush tip. Like it's more bendy. It's still that foamy tip, but I don't think anyone can see. But
okay, let's do a spotlight if you like. Can you do that again,
Yeah.
Louise? I haven't seen those
Oh,
ones
yeah.
yet. Yeah. And the
from Office Works you can get them.
oh yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're really nice. They're vibrant. They're like really super flat and matte.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
they're really nice. I like them a lot better than Posca's too.
I was
find
gonna
them
just gonna ask that. I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm finding Poscas are not great. They don't even they've got a cheaper brand called Toolie Art, and I find they're better than the Poscas. I'd love to try those, the Sharpie paint markers. I'm going to get some of them. Yeah.
Now they don't last forever. Mine are starting to dry out, and I've had them since July. So
You've been using them pretty hard though, haven't you, Melissa?
I've used them quite a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but time to re-up, I think.
Hey,
I put a little color in my poppies.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh wow. Oh,
so nice, Meryl. Really nice.
So I keep wanting to call it rubber cement. So my masking fluid did work.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
And this is one of the lessons from that. Now I can't think of it. Sketchbook revival.
Yep.
And I'm really bad on pronouncing names, but the artist's name is Tamara Laporte.
Yep.
And it's just been, I've really been enjoying doing all the little lessons. And again, because it's a lesson and the format's there, I don't have to think too much. I just follow it.
Yeah.
And it really helps relieve a lot of that anxiety and stress and
Mhm.
and that grief, it would build up inside my body, almost like anxiety. I'd never had an anxiety or a panic attack, but I began to feel stuff inside my body. And I said, I got to get rid of that. I can't deal with that. That's out of all the grief and everything that stuff in the body really. So I've, learned how to meditate, do more art, and I'm starting to release a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
There's a really interesting book, Meryl, called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's all about that, about how the body stores all of the emotions, all of our experiences, and movement and expression helps release it. And
I'd never, I was talking to my son one day and he says, Mom, it sounds like you're having panic attacks. And so I just began to, I guess, self-medicate, by meditating and going outside and communing with nature and doing my art. And you just got to take care of yourself. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And Meryl, when you finish that, your book with Shah's,
my bird book?
We'll just have a one-off session, and you just flip through it, and we'll look, stare at it.
Yeah.
Ooh and awe.
It is.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you know what? There's a lady at the museum who wants to buy it, but my art group says, you know what? It's probably would cost her too much.
Yeah.
If you really think about how much.
What if you made a zine? What if you scanned?
You could do prints
and
and
got it printed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a print company. I don't know what.
And then just let her. Yeah, and then it would be a lot less expensive than the original.
Yeah.
Well, and then other people could also get it from you too if there was interest in that.
Yeah.
Prints would be nice though, because prints are a zine and you can pick like your favorite of your favorites.
Yeah.
And then put a little book together.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I joined tonight. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Nice to see you here.
Reb, did you want to share what you've done?
Yeah. This is what I've been working on. I don't know if it's gonna read very well here.
Oh,
cute.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. It looks like double layers.
Yeah, the paper is like supposed to be like onion skin. So it's like transparent. This is the one I did this morning, and then
wow.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Like your little son trying to grab the butterfly flower.
That's kind of, it's funny, that I kind of picked that page, but it's really him just like playing in the dirt, which he loves to play in the dirt all the time. But the way that it kind of worked out with the like see-through pages, it does look like he's trying to grab the butterfly, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
So,
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Definitely telling a story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thank you. That's beautiful. Anyone else like to share?
I have to run. Simon's really starting to talk to
you. Yeah, my son is screaming.
Okay.
Thanks,
Sam.
really
It was really good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Maybe I'll leave Pearl here for you.
Bye, y'all.
I'll do a quick
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's do it.
I'll stay for Zan.
Okay, great. All right. Yay.
All right, let's see if but see, they never show up very well.
Oh wow.
Okay, so
wow.
So beautiful. It looks like what is it, art graph? Are you using art graph or just what are you
know what I'm using?
Pencil?
A number 2 pencil. Who knows where it came from? The eraser is like fossilized, it's been chewed. It's a number 2 pencil.
Go to.
Probably stole it from somewhere on accident. Who knows? I don't know where it came from.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'd love to see that in the Discord, Zan, so we could have a clear. That'd be great. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, what I might do, I might hop on over to Discord if anyone wants to come in and join later. Otherwise, enjoy walking, Simon, Melissa. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
So much for participating. This was a bit of an experiment, and I like the idea of having something to really think about at Art Club. So, yeah, I think it worked pretty well. Yeah, definitely room for me to improve my questioning process. But I like the idea of having a theme to work with each time we have Art Club.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Mwah. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Yeah, I have to get ready for work, so I can't.
Right.
I
Okay.
can't hang it.
All right.
I'll talk to you later. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I will.
Bye.
I can't even. Where is it?